Warp core collapse in 10 seconds.
How's it going, everybody? It is your favorite underrated YouTuber, Big Dog, here. Just wanted to give you a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel if you're liking the content. Also, if you could do me a solid, check out my other links in the description box below. That would be greatly appreciated. Alrighty, let's get on with the show. What's going on, everybody? It is your man, Big Dog, here. Welcome to episode 235 of the Dog House. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another episode. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy you're with me. Thanks for watching, as always. Anyway, let's move on to tonight's first topic, which is Xbox. Ah, boy. This one kind of breaks my heart because I'm not going to lie to you. I was kind of rooting for Xbox. In a gaming industry where companies are becoming villains, basically doing everything in their power to be anti-consumer, Xbox seemed like it was on its way to becoming sort of like a CD Projekt Red in the sense of they weren't exactly the greatest company, but at the very least we can still trust them over everybody else. But unfortunately, Xbox, they've proven that once again, gaming companies cannot be trusted. By the way, if you want a more comprehensive, a more comprehensive explanation on how I feel that companies are becoming villains, check out my recent video. I'll put a link to it in the description. Actually, not in the description. I'll do a pinned comment to the why gaming companies are becoming villains. But anyway, let's move on to the topic of Xbox Game Pass apparently increasing their prices once again. Oh boy. Anyway, let's read this article by, I believe this is All Out Gaming. Yep, alloutgaming.com. And it reads, cynical new Xbox Game Pass increase shuts most players out of day one releases. And the preamble is a huge Xbox Game Pass price increase just touched down. And it means that many players will simply no longer be able to afford access to day one releases, especially nasty with the arrival of Black Ops 7 on its way. Oh boy. That's not good. Anyway. Let's read the article. A massive Xbox Game Pass price increase has arrived, and it's going to be a nightmare for players who have been enjoying the chance to play day one titles at a semi-reasonable price. I'm assuming these are ads that are being blocked. I don't know. Xbox Game Pass has long been an important part of getting stuck into Microsoft's gaming ecosystem, with the service offering an incredible roster of titles for players to get stuck into. It's exemplified by recent weeks with the massive 2nd September Xbox Game Pass drop, offering Hades before its sequel arrived on Nintendo Switch 2, and the first Xbox Game Pass September delivery, giving users access to Hollow Knight Silksong. I have that game, I still haven't played it. I'll probably play it eventually. But whatever. It's a major part of Xbox's larger offering, and clearly it's keen to make it even bigger. The trouble is, though, now the service has grown to such an unbelievable size that players simply cannot afford to follow along. Xbox has revealed a major overhaul is on its way, but has in the process priced players out of the chance to play new games on day one. Now, this is going to be a big one, and could be about to suffer a major exodus of players. Here's what you need to know about the huge Xbox Game Pass price increase and what's changing to justify it, or at least try. Xbox Game Pass price increase comes alongside major shakeup. Let's see what they have to say. Microsoft has revealed the massive changes coming to Xbox Game Pass worldwide in a new blog post, including some big name and price changes. The service is now built of Xbox Game Pass Essential, Premium, and Ultimate, offering lower tier players most chances to play the Essential lineup of games across PC and cloud, and ranging up to the addition of Ubisoft Plus Classics, Fortnite Crew starting in November, and a chance to earn money in the store with its reward system. Ubisoft Plus, really? I don't know about that. Oh, here we go. We have a visual. Alright. It's a major overhaul that is giving players a lot more, but the most dedicated subscribers are going to suffer as a result of this change. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate will now cost a total of £23.99, I'm assuming that's pounds, $29.99 or USD, and 35.95 Australian dollars. Jesus Christ. Which is a whopping increase of $10 in the US. It's a shocking twist, and even though the offerings have become enhanced, it's clear that Microsoft hasn't considered that even in spite of this, it's still a lot of money to drop on a gaming subscription. It really is, man. Yada, yada, yada. This Xbox Game Pass price increase is going to lead to a mass exodus of unsubscriptions. It already has. It already has. If you look on the internet, people are not happy about this, and rightfully so. I'll explain my thoughts after this. As you can probably imagine, players are already seething and are starting to cancel their subscriptions en masse. Players are taking to the replies of the tweets from the Xbox Game Pass Twitter account to express their incredible disappointment, but more importantly, showing that this action was more than enough to push them to unsubscribe entirely. It's no shock, especially as this move has been pulled right before the launch of Black Ops 7, seemingly in a bid to ensure that players who want their hands on the title on day one and are paying as much as possible. Yeah, it does kind of feel sneaky, but anyway. It's a tough situation to put players in, but it looks as though they're already voting with their wallets. And that's the end of the article. Now, what's my opinion on this? Honestly, I can kind of understand why people are upset. And this, unfortunately, kind of brings me back to the video I made when did I make that video? Read my next message. Oh god. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted for a second. Anyway, to my point. Honestly, I'm starting to really feel for people that can't afford to really jump into gaming, because this is kind of the bad thing about gaming is companies are becoming greedier and greedier, and it's getting to the point where they're literally pricing people out of gaming. And eventually it's gonna get to the point where these companies are gonna have to do something about it, or they're gonna have to change. And if they don't change, we're gonna have what we're already having, where people are gonna start going down the road of piracy. Now, you know my stance on piracy. I'm not here to promote it. I'm not here to condone it. But I will say, I can't really dissuade it when you've got companies doing this nonsense where they're raising their prices over and over and over to the point where nobody can really enjoy the games that they want. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. If you have Xbox Game Pass and you plan on unsubscribing from it, I understand. I completely understand. And I don't blame you for doing that. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. Xbox, once again, taking another massive L. Let's all point and laugh at the Xbox. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. To all the Xbox fanboys out there, I'm not saying that to mess with you. Actually, I am just teasing you a little bit, just a little bit. But don't worry, I get it. You're not the only ones that are dealing with this shit. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Now, this was a topic that came way the hell out of left field when I saw this. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I did not see this coming, and I have a feeling not a lot of people saw this coming. But apparently, Electronic Arts, or EA for short, has apparently been bought by a Saudi Arabian company. Or at least been bought by somebody in Saudi Arabia. Let's hear what Moist Critical has to say about it.
EA is a name that strikes fear into the wallet of gamers everywhere.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Unfortunately, people have, especially after the whole loot box fiasco from years ago, people will always have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to Electronic Arts. But granted, they kind of deserve it.
I still remember all those years ago when they were...
What the fuck?
Are you serious right now, bro?
Oh, God. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. God damn it. Now I have to do this. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Where is? Here it is.
EA
Let's try this again. Hey, what's going on?
is a name that strikes fear into the wallet of gamers everywhere. I still remember all those years ago when they were voted I think it was the most hated company in America, or it might have just been point blank worst company in America.
That's sad. I'm pretty sure they won that like 3 years in a row. You're a shit company when you win the world's most hated company award 3 years in a row. Like, that's so bad.
Which, there are no saints over there at the EA office.
No, the hell they aren't.
I definitely think there are worse companies, but it just goes to show you
I disagree.
the pure
I disagree. EA is at the top. Granted, Activision is kind of catching up.
disdain people have for EA and their practices. They have not been well liked for a very long time.
Nope.
But you know who does like them? The Saudi Arabian government. They like them so much that they are buying EA for $55 billion. Now,
Jesus Christ. $55 billion, man. Jesus.
so much that they are buying
That's a
EA
lot of
for
fucking money.
$55 billion. Now, it's not just the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund that's buying them all on their own outright. They've actually got a whole Royal Rumble going halvesies with them, so they've got fucking superstars like Silver Lake and Jared Kushner's affinity partners doing this deal with.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's going to be bad if these clowns are involved. Jesus Christ.
So they've got like the superstars of slime here that are forking up 55 billion clams to own EA. EA was a publicly traded company, but obviously with this will no longer be. They're taking it private. Now there's one other name here that's very important to this deal.
Okay.
JP Morgan. Because you see, Darman.
Wait, what? JP Morgan? Oh, no.
Fam, $20 billion of debt is being committed by JP Morgan for this deal, $18 billion of which is expected to be funded at close. Now, what does this mean for you, someone who might just be excited for Battlefield coming out? Well, 20 billion is a big number. If you converted that to pounds, it's nearly as heavy as your mother, bitch. Point is,
Damn.
$20 billion.
That was uncalled for. Very uncalled for.
EA is now responsible to pay back its debt.
Oh.
And what are the ways that you can look to try and squeeze some more juice from the lemons here.
Layoffs.
More microtransactions.
Oh boy, that too.
EA is very famous for.
Uh-huh.
Another strategy EA might employ is layoffs. Again,
There we go.
they're not a stranger to. And I predict, as well as I've seen other people also make this prediction, I'm not fucking Baba Vanga over here with some kind of galaxy brain speculative theory. I would imagine they're going to start closing studios like BioWare. I think BioWare is going to be their...
Honestly, at this rate, this might be a bit of a hot take, but I think BioWare's numbers are up. It's time. Their time is up, man. Just let it die. Let it die.
big one. Their games have not been performing well financially for EA for a while.
Yep.
Anthem, into Dragon Age, the Veilguard, they're not crushing it in their sales numbers, and they're a very expensive component of EA. Maybe not in the grand scheme of like billions of dollars, but that still is a sizable chunk of change, and I think they're going to be checking under every single cushion on the sofa, looking for any way of finding more money to pay back this debt. I would imagine there's going to be even more excessive microtransactions, just desperately trying to claw into your wallet to get you to spend money in their games, and I think there's going to be layoffs and studio closures.
Yep. I 100% agree. And like Charlie said, I feel like BioWare is going to be the first to go.
Again, EA is very famous for gutting studios.
Yep.
So I think that now with this $20 billion debt on the plate, they're going to be even more aggressive. That's what I expect, and I've seen a lot of other people also have that same idea in their head. It just feels like that's probably the direction EA will go.
Yep.
I also saw it being reported by a lot of outlets that apparently the new EA owners are hopeful that AI will be their saving grace here for cutting costs and boosting profits.
Oh my god, not this bullshit again. Ooh, AI. Shut up about AI, man. To any company that watches my videos, AI is not going to save you. It's not going to save you. If anything, it's going to dig you into a deeper hole. But what the fuck do I know?
Which, again, AI, the entire purpose right now is just for the sake of saving money on the bottom line by replacing workers. So you don't have to pay salary to people. You can just have AI spit shit out. According to a report that is paywalled, so again, I'm getting this secondhand from all the other reports reporting.
Of course they paywall. Yeah.
But apparently it was stated that AI would be used to boost EA's profits in the coming years and to manage a large debt load on a company that historically carried limited net debt. Now, I've yapped about this strategy endlessly, and it's clearly not exclusive to EA.
Exactly.
Every company on the planet right now is scrambling to try and get the fucking AI and a titty twister so they can utilize it to save money. And there's going to be plenty of other gaming companies that will follow suit. Even with EA, even if EA wasn't being purchased for $55 billion with $20 billion in debt, they would still 100% be trying to use AI to save money.
Yeah, unfortunately, Charlie has a point. This EA is not the only company that's doing this. I think Activision got caught trying to do this, and they got into a lot of hot water because of it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm sure it's already happening across the entire industry right now.
Yep.
In fact, I've got a little tinfoil hat conspiracy theory that Ubisoft CEO is actually just AI. I don't think...
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. He might be right about that.
There's a single human being left in that food chain there in the upper echelon, because there is no way a sentient, living, breathing organism could have come up with ideas as stupid as Ubisoft has.
That's true.
But in this case, again, it's not exclusive to EA. They're just
Exactly.
being a little more open about it, I guess, about how they're going to utilize AI to cut these costs.
And once again, another hot take. I don't mind companies using AI as long as they're transparent about it. You want to use AI, just let us know. And don't use it excuse me, sorry. It's been a long week. Don't use it as an excuse to start cutting people's jobs. Because it's hard enough to get a job nowadays, and now you're People are losing their jobs to something that can barely do it, but can do it for cheaper. Come on.
Now let's talk about the new owners of EA.
Oh boy.
One of them being the Saudi Arabian government. Now, if you've been paying attention to the state of tech or even the state of sports or esports, you probably know the Saudi Arabian government's been getting its fingers in a lot of different pies here. They've been exploring tons and tons of different companies and brands to own.
Interesting.
It's going on for a few years now, a handful of years now. I don't think it's going to slow down or stop anytime soon. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm confident Saudi Arabian government will continue to snatch up tons of major brands and companies across the globe. And if you don't mind, I'd like to go on a bit of a side tangent here. I'd like to blabber a bit.
I'm listening.
Esports. And
Oh, no.
I've been in the esports space for 5 years now. Started with Moist Esports, now
You guys know my opinion on esports, so I'm not even going to get into it.
Shopify Rebellion. So, as an owner of an esports team, I can tell you firsthand, Saudi Arabian government wants to basically own the entire fucking industry there. And they're already getting very close with things like the Esports World Cup. Most recently, EVO, where they're the majority owner of EVO.
What? They up and bought Evo? That's crazy.
They have infinite money. So, in a scene like esports, which money is a myth, there is, as I've said numerous times, there is no money to be made in esports. It is just an absolute endless pit of agony when it comes to financials.
So like YouTube, pretty much.
Me, it's fine bleeding money there because I'm doing it under the idea.
I
that
swear,
I'm going
if
to
you-
use money.
Not another one of these damn messages, man. And I don't have any mods.
But I'm
on
investing
Kick.
in it because what I get out of it is fun. I love the spirit of competition. I love esports. It's why I had Moist Esports, and it's why I now have Shopify Rebellion, so I can expand the esports space and have more things to watch and support more players. I love it. But any business that wants to get into esports hates it because you just lose money. The Saudi Arabian government obviously noticed that, so what they did is they put the chemical X into the sector, money. They've given tons and tons of teams tons and tons of money to support things like the EWC and to own things in the esports space because, well, without them they're not making money, so they feel they absolutely have to play ball. I of course have seen this firsthand, but
Sorry, guys. There's somebody in my chat doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. So I have to play mean, big dog. I don't like being mean, big dog, but whatever.
declined all of that mumbo jumbo.
Okay.
I haven't been shy about it. I've told you straight up numerous times, I don't watch the EWC. I don't support it at all. I don't watch it in private. Nothing. I think that shit sucks. I'm sure I don't need to tell you, but the Saudi Arabian government's got a whole host of issues, human rights violations out the wazoo. I'm sure I don't need to go into a ton of detail into the nitty gritty.
And quite frankly, I'd prefer if you didn't.
And honestly, just the whole idea of a government deciding that it wants to get its grubby paws around an entire industry and own the entire sector outright, that's fucking terrible no matter what. So,
Fair.
yeah, I don't like this at all. I hate what's happening in the esports space where every organization, every game, every brand basically has to suckle the teat of Saudi Arabia in some way, shape, or form. I don't like the direction. Now, of course, I understand why it's got to that point because there is just no money there. But it doesn't change the fact that I don't like it. Now,
Fair enough.
we have had players on our teams participate in like the EWC because, as I've always said, we don't take player winnings, so them winning doesn't bring money back to us or anything, and I'm not going to get in the way of any of our players going and make.
All right, I think you guys get the point here. I don't want to bore you to death, but in all seriousness, my opinion on this, I can't say I really have an opinion on this. I really don't care. And quite frankly, the only way I would honestly care is if this were if this was going to fundamentally change EA on a fundamental business level. And I have a very bad feeling it won't. Oh boy. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you're live, please stay tuned for the after show. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll see you next time. Later, bye.